There is nothing to worry about. You're gonna be just fine.
You'd be surprised at the things you find when you go looking.
God, it knows I'm here.
Clear your minds. It knows what scares you. It has from the very beginning.
I'm plunging headfirst into some kind of black void of sheer, utter madness.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
It is entitled Naturan de Manto, roughly translated Book of the Dead.
You're gonna die up there.
I've got to return some videotapes.
And we're live. I'm Chris.
And I'm Joe.
And this is In the Veins. It's you. You say it.
Today we are doing one of my favorites, 1977's classic Suspiria. Oh, God, I love this movie. It is like a top 10 horror film for me. Certainly my favorite giallo film. Directed by Dario Argento. Released August 12th, 1977. I found out that's actually, I think, the Italian release date. Or no, that's the American release date. It actually released in early February in Italy. Okay. The same year. Written by Dario Argento, Daria Nicolodi, and uncredited. It's based on a piece of the book Suspiria de Profundis, 1845, by Thomas de Quincey, which is a book about it's a kind of philosophical book about memory, especially as processed on hallucinogenic drugs.
That makes sense.
Yeah, if you see it, and so the part that it's about is that he took from it. There's a section of it called Lavana and Our Ladies of Sorrow, where Thomas de Quincey is exploring the concept of Lavana, which is the Roman goddess of childbirth, and her connection to sorrow. And he imagines three sister goddesses of sorrow, like there are three virtues, three fates.
Yeah.
And his three are called the Mater Tenebram, which is the mother of darkness, Mater Lacryam, that's not how that's pronounced at all, mother of tears, and Mater Suspirium, mother of sighs. And they represent different kinds of grieving, essentially.
Yeah. The Suspirian is the more subtle one, and
yes.
The darkness is the more intense, and the other one's whatever's in between. Well,
Tears. It's weeping specifically.
Yeah.
So it's more of like an active yang kind of thing.
Yeah. And then Argento made this as the first of what ended up being a trilogy where he
progressively
focused on
quality.
each mother. Yeah.
Yes. So this is the mother of sighs, hence the title Suspiria.
See, I haven't seen the other ones. You said they're of worse quality.
Yeah, I haven't seen the third one, the Mother of Tears, which is called Mother of Tears. I have seen Tenebra, which is the Mother of Darkness. It's not terrible for, Italian giallo. It's not great. It has its moments, but it's not Suspiria.
Okay.
They didn't get, it's just not as good.
Mm-hmm.
This one is so amazing, though, that it's hard to compete. Let me just get through the stars real quick, and we'll get more into it. So we've got Jessica Harper as Susie Banyan, Stephanie Cassini as Sarah, Flavio Bucci as Daniel. The names get more Italian as you go along. Miguel Bosé as Mark, Barbara Magnolfi as Olga, Susanna Giavacole as Sonia.
You're doing great. You're doing great, Joe.
Exon as Pat. Atilda Valli as Miss Tanner. Joan Bennett in her final film role as Madame Blanc. And a couple of uncredited Rudolf Schundler as Professor Milius. And Udo Kier as Dr. Frank Mandel.
Yeah.
There was a reason I brought up Rudolf Schundler as the uncredited Professor Milius here. He had a connection to something else.
He also didn't speak a lick of English, and because it didn't matter.
A lot of them
recording
didn't.
The audio separate, so he was just
a lot of
phonetically trying to move his mouth and say the lines.
He was Carl in The Exorcist.
What? Wait, which one's Carl?
Carl is it's one of Reagan's mother's servants.
Okay,
essentially,
yeah.
He's like
he's a butler,
or a housekeeper, like something like that. He buttles. But I just thought that was neat that there's a connection to Exorcist in there. That's pretty cool. But he's uncredited in the film. So
Yeah.
go fuck yourself. Okay. So we talked about this a little bit off mic, I believe. What constitutes a giallo?
Yeah.
And I looked into this. Now it's called giallo. Giallo means yellow in Italian. It's called that because there was a series of like dime store detective novels that had yellow covers.
Okay.
And giallo films are generally horror. They're thought of as almost proto-slashers. They're very formulaic, but they always seem to involve somebody exploring a mystery. Sometimes there will be like a mysterious masked or especially gloved killer. God, the Italians love fine leather gloves.
Yeah.
It's
Well, and
there's
just
no getting around
showing
it.
the hands doing the killing.
Just showing the
Yeah.
hand. They love the hands. And so that's a big part of it is like unmasking a killer or discovering a mystery it usually figures major league into a giallo's plot. But they don't necessarily have the concept of the rest of the concepts of like a slasher, like the final girl or, any of that kind of stuff. But they are considered kind of proto-slashers, which would make this like one of the last proto-slashers because I believe 77 was Black Christmas, which is, I counted as like the first slasher.
Yeah. Well,
That's-
and Halloween was close on its heels, so.
Exactly.
And it's the first, like,
American
real,
slasher. Yeah, like slasher. Yeah.
slasher.
So that's what giallo is. And there's certain telltale signs like there's always a certain kind of like this feel of like going for that kind of lurid content. So it's like beautiful women and horrific violence, lots of blood, very sensationalist, kind of in a grindhousey kind of way. That's what makes it giallo.
Yeah, and they're very grindhousey type movies. It
Very much so.
reminds me a lot looking at it of like a Hammer,
Yes.
The sets look like they could be stage sets. The acting is over the top. The drama and the violence is all very theatrical.
Absolutely. It's
and it's grainy. It's
there's a grain to it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that comes from being such cheap productions,
yeah.
which I could not get hard numbers on this at all. IMDb claimed like $4 million production cost and then a worldwide profit of like $87,000. That's just patently untrue.
No, that can't be right.
And then in my Google searchings, I saw everything from like 10 million in profit to like one thing said it was like 6 million outside of Italy, 1.43 billion in Italy. And then I looked up like lira. I looked up what 1.43 billion lira was in US dollars, and it was like $8 grand. So I have no idea how much money that took to make this.
Well-
no idea how much money it made.
I mean, I know it did well in the U.S. and
Yeah.
it got even I think 21st Century. I can't remember who released it, but they released it through like a shell company. They didn't want their name on it.
Yeah.
They had like a sub production company release it so that like the trashy violence wouldn't taint them.
Yeah,
but
and
then
it was actually they cut something like 13 or 14 minutes out of it.
yeah, something like that to get the R rating.
Yeah.
Which is the fact that they anybody says that this movie was ever controversial or obscene or overly violent or I just
You take one look at the 70s blood and it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
That blood is opaque.
That is
like,
that is poster paint. You got that at the dollar store.
I'm telling you.
But
Yes.
also like the retractable knife, the stabbing that
It's just such a weird movie.
it's like the one you gave me at Halloween. I got it here somewhere.
Yeah. So anyway, but we can start getting into the actual movie now.
Yeah.
So we get there's a little bit of voiceover right at the top telling us that Susie Bannion is heading to Germany to go to a dance academy. Apparently that voiceover was recorded originally by Dario Argento himself.
The Italian was, yeah.
Yeah, because he's not
He-
going to pay somebody
yeah.
else.
But he didn't record the English, I don't think.
No. And it's the credits are cool. They're very graphic style credits. I couldn't remember, like a Broadway posterish font. And then there's this. We see Susie moving through the airport, which is I think the Reichstag airport or something like that in Germany at the time.
It's whatever the airport in Munich was at the time.
Oh, the Munich. Yeah. Okay. So
That was one of the things they shot in Munich.
Yeah. And as she's moving, there's a build in volume. They do this a lot. There's a build in like
Yeah.
and then you get like Goblin,
Yeah.
which is the band that wrote the music for it, not just like
For-
goblins
they wrote the
chanting or
music
something.
for all of Argento's stuff.
Yeah, they were huge. They were great, and this is like one of their masterpieces. I
Yeah,
think.
well, they wrote the whole score before the movie was made, and
Well,
then he
tremendous.
played it. He blasted it on set to keep everybody like fry
the
everybody's
mood.
nerves. And
So it's a cool effect because it makes it, and then the sound will carry over, and the music will wash out the other sound, giving it this very surrealist, almost like storybook feel. Like it's a really cool effect, whether by instrumentality or by intention or not. It gives this, it adds to the surrealism of the film, which is one of
Yeah.
its strong suits.
well, and you don't like it combines with the stage like visuals to make it sort of dreamlike with the, especially
Yeah.
in that very first scene coming towards the door, from her point of view, basically you see like that woman go outside into the rain and then sort of rush off to the right, but all you see are like the doors and the rain and then blackness. Like you don't see streetlights in the distance, you don't see a building across the street. You get this light cutting through the rain right out front of the door, and it hits her when she goes outside, and then she's gone. And it's all that black background of just
That wall of darkness,
emptiness
yeah.
back out there.
So yeah, so she comes out, and it's hideously pouring rain. It's like the most intense rainstorm you've ever seen. As she tries to get a taxi to take her to the dance academy, nobody will stop for poor Susie Bannion.
And she's just throwing herself in front of them.
Literally, yeah.
she's just dropping her bags and jumping into the middle of
Right.
the road in a rainstorm.
And it's there's a great moment when she gets in the cab. She's like I can't remember the name of the street, but it's like Rittenschlasse or something like that.
Oh, what? Where she
Yeah.
says to take her?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it's
name of the academy.
It's Escherstrasse.
Esserstrasse.
Yeah, it and the wallpaper coming up in one of the next few scenes are both references to MC Escher.
Ah, that's cool.
There's
So
a lot of
it's-
tessellations
yeah,
and
yeah,
interlocking
yeah.
things in the wallpaper in the background.
Again, dreamlike, surrealist. It's weird.
Yeah.
That's cool. Esserstrasse, and then he makes her repeat herself, and he makes her like hold the note that she has with the name up to him, and then like 2 seconds later, she starts talking to him in English, and he's like, "Yes, that's very true." Like he's talking English to her. Like the guy's just a jerk.
Yeah, he's a dick.
So the cab ride. I just love, like, the colors are all very bold and intense. This was the, I believe, last film shot and processed in Technicolor in Italy.
It
It's like
was.
the
They
last
just
Technicolor machine.
yeah. There's actually like different stories of how they shot it, but they definitely printed it on the 3-strip Technicolor at Technicolor Rome and then dismantled the machine.
That's wild. And then as they're driving through the streets and everything, then we cut to the forest just outside of the place, and it's this great like German Black Forest style forest where all you see is just a sea of tree trunks, just
Yeah.
like vertical lines. It makes it feel so weird and alien.
It's like telephone poles, just
Yeah, it just feels weird and extreme and bizarre. I love it to death. So as she's getting there, she sees a blonde woman who we will find out is Pat. Come running out of the place, and she kind of stops. I wrote in here, the rain really is dramatic. It is. The woman shouts something to somebody who's just inside the door. She doesn't quite catch it. It becomes important later. And then Pat just sort of runs off into the night like a psychopath. And then Susie tries to come up to the door and ring on the door buzzer, and they won't let her in. They tell her go away. And she's forced to eventually just get back in the cab and go find a room for the night and try again in the morning. Yeah.
she's
So,
lucky that dickhead cab driver didn't just bail.
like making my notes where I was like, why would, and it's like, she does actually have to like, because the guy like honks, and it's interesting because we keep on her at the doorway. We don't switch back to see the cab, but if she kind of like, he honks and she kind of panics and asks him to wait. So I imagine that he was like starting to pull out, like, honk, honk, have a good night, bitch. Like,
Yeah, he was done. He was
enjoy
trying to
the
go
rain.
home.
I'm going home. So yeah, Pat is doomed. So as that cab is driving through the woods, she gets a glimpse through the woods of Pat running away.
It is a silly run.
It is. It's very silly.
It's a stumbling, dramatic.
Even calling it a run feels disingenuous because she's kind of just hurrying.
Well, but she's not. She's hurrying
fast
and flailing.
Yeah, I just love that 50s woman panic.
Yeah.
Like, I have to get, and I can't, and I
Yeah.
just.
The only thing keeping her upright is the absence of a fainting couch.
Yeah, I mean, thank God there's not a route to sneak out and catch her ankle, because she would have shattered her ankle and then they would have had her. It's truly it's insulting not only to women but to
human
beings that anybody should reach that level of sustained panic.
Yeah,
It's
well,
there aren't spiders crawling in your hair, honey. Calm down.
So one of the bits of trivia that I thought was really interesting on IMDb, and I read it before I watched the movie, and I just sort of saw signs of it throughout.
Okay.
Is that originally the girls were all supposed to be 12 and under?
Yes.
And
I was going to come to that a little bit later, but yeah, the original script called for them to be 10 to 12 years old.
Yeah, but instead of changing anything about the script, Argento bumped the age of the girls up to 20 and then put all the doorknobs in the building at head height so they still look like children when they had to open doors, and left all of the naive little kid dialogue and all the
child moments.
Yeah. And so I wonder if her weird spazzy run isn't a panicking child.
I mean, it's Stranger Things. It is a choice. It is a weird choice, and it adds to the surrealness and fairy tale feel of the film. But it gives you these weird moments. That's one of them. The moment later on when I think it's Sarah and Olga are Olga's hissing at Sarah and Sarah's sticking out her tongue directly in front of Susie's face. It's oh, I can see where that would have been less weird if it had been small children.
In fact, when it got to that part, all I wrote was fucking weirdos.
They are. And I mean, it works though, because it's you've got this whole thing of Susie's in an unfamiliar environment.
Yeah.
She's very caught off her guard that entire scene. Well, we'll get there. Anyway,
yeah.
We still have to kill Pat.
Yeah.
So Pat runs to her friend's place in town, and the apartment building is just really cool. So the interior of the apartment is all these arrows and stuff, and it's all in red, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And she runs up the stairs, runs to her friend's apartment, and we hard cut to her she's told her friend her story or whatever, and her friend's that's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah,
I gotta go do something else.
Yeah, no, you got kicked out. That's great. It's good for you. I get kicked out of every school.
Yeah. So she gets and then she's like, "Can I use your bathroom?" Is God, I hope so.
And then the bathroom is bigger than my apartment was in Germany.
It's huge. It's a big ass bathroom. That's the one that has the MC Escher designs
it's
on
got
the wall.
The ducks and fish tessellation.
Yes.
And a 7 foot tall ceramic urn in the corner.
It's made in Italy. It's people have in the bathroom.
You have.
I love this. One of the things I love about giallo is they're it looks like a set. Put more shit in it.
Yeah.
Just cram it full of stuff.
We need some things just in the space.
That's what makes it not look like a set.
Yeah.
So yeah, her friend is pretty flippant about it, but Pat is pretty clearly frightened, but knows that her story is just that freaking crazy. And then as she's drying off and stuff in the bathroom, the window blows open and the whole thing. Eventually, she looks out the window and she sees a pair of glowing eyes out the window, and that scares her. And then a monster hand, breaks through the window and grabs her and pushes her. It's this whole weird long sequence.
It is a long sequence, but the arm has weird little tufts of white hair.
It feels like somebody was "Oh, we'll make it hairy," and then they realized the amount of work that goes into making it hairy, and they're maybe patches of hair.
Yeah,
that's creepier. I have to go and have an espresso and do a cigarette. I'm gonna blame it all on Italians. This is the word of man. I really do love this movie. But the hand grabs her face and mashes her face against the glass. We get a couple of like not a couple, like a lot of shots of her face distorted against the glass.
Yeah,
like somebody
and-
thought that was really scary.
And then her
occasion-
friend is pounding on the door and it won't open now.
but like her face against the glass is like, at first it's like, and then it's like, is this getting silly? Or what are we
Yeah.
going for? You know, there's a lot of, and then they eventually like force her face through the glass. And it's like, okay, now we're doing something. It's a weird moment. And
Well,
she gets,
and as long as they took to finally get her face through the glass,
yeah.
then once her head is through the glass, her entire body is out of the window
very-
and on the balcony. Like
Yeah.
they go from that to her standing against a wall and getting stabbed.
Yeah, she's on the roof.
Yeah.
And they're coming at her, and they stab her a bunch, and they throw a metal cable. They hook a metal cable around her, kind of pinning her hands to her sides.
Yeah.
And her friend, meanwhile, is like, I'm gonna go get help, and runs downstairs. And just as her friend is kind of crossing the atrium in this massive apartment building, they fling her down through the skylight, and the rope snaps from her waist up to her neck, breaking her neck.
Yeah.
And
And,
then
that
they-
actually looked really cool, the way the rope slid
Yeah.
up her and then cinched around the neck.
Yeah,
Like, that's-
it's a tremendous effect.
Yeah.
it's a really cool death. And then the falling glass, we pan over and see that the
And like
falling
support
glass,
structure from the
yeah,
thing.
has
Yeah.
killed her friend.
Yeah.
In the lobby.
And her friend very dramatically like melted against every door she came across, crying that a murder was happening. Collapsing and stumbling her way down to the
I don't know,
lobby.
just a typical German girl. I don't know what the problem is.
It was
So
the going to get help version of the run her friend just did through the woods.
It's the same level of panic. It just moves from one person to the next. So then, next day, Susie goes back to the school, and they let her in this time. And the first person she meets is Miss Tanner, and we get Tanner is she's very rigid, very kind of very
German.
kind of stern, but she's not entirely unkind. It's a weird dichotomy where she's just like, oh, we expected you yesterday, and she's like, well, I came yesterday and nobody let me in.
Yeah.
I asked to be let in and they wouldn't let me in. Well, who did you speak to? No. What are you talking about? Who
They were
did I
telling me to
speak
fuck off. They wouldn't tell me their name.
Right? Like, you're like, just trying to find somebody to blame. Like, well, you're here now. That's good. And Miss Tanner introduces her to Madame Blanc, who is a former ballerina herself. She's kind of like the head ballerina teacher person.
Yeah.
The only person above her would be the directress, who is never named. She's just referred to as the directress, but she's not there. She's been away for weeks and will be away for weeks, mysteriously. So then we get a bit of an info dump in the conversations between Tanner, Blanc, and Susie, where it strikes me as like that 60s thing of like 60s movie thing of like, well, we got to tell you because otherwise you're not gonna know. So we have to hear about, oh, well, you have a room, but the room isn't ready. There's a problem with the room. So instead, we're going to have you stay with one of the other girls in her apartment, and you're going to have to pay her $50. But you can take the $50 out of the fee that you owe us.
Yeah.
None of this is important.
Not really, no.
Your room isn't ready. You'll be staying with Olga.
Yeah, that
That's
would have
all
been enough.
That's the entire thing. And we get a lot of little business, like Blanc knows Susie's aunt.
Well, no,
Doesn't matter.
actually, I mean, I can think of a reason why that was important, and it's really just to put the dynamics in place for her to not have Olga to go back to. Like, if you say it like that, then it's like the school is putting her with the student.
Oh, yeah.
But
Okay.
it's basically Olga has agreed to rent you a space. So then when they basically force her back into the school and come in, they're like, Olga gave back your $50 and here's all your stuff. You don't live with her anymore. You know, it made it a business transaction that could be canceled.
Okay, I can accept that. It's just it's a scene with like Madame Blanc has a lot of dialogue and it feels
Yeah.
it felt heavy.
Well, we've also got to fit in that the cops are there and
Yes, and the people that she's talking to, the cops are there to investigate Pat's death, which Susie mentions like, oh hey, I saw her and she was running away and she said something to somebody inside, but I don't know where she ran to or what she said, so I guess I didn't really help much. Because the time that she saw her was the
Yeah.
exact time they said she left, so you're welcome. And everybody kind of stares at her like, and Blanc's like, you see, gentlemen, let's walk over here where she can't interrupt me. Just offhand, Susie meets the handyman Paolo. Good German name. And he's who apparently he doesn't speak English, or he only speaks Romanian.
What? Oh, the big guy,
the creepy guy, the creepy big guy. Yeah.
Well, and he wasn't an actor. They found him in a post office and thought he had a striking look, and so they brought him in to not have any lines because he wasn't an actor.
He does fine. He smiles creepily at people. He seems oafish, I suppose.
He obsesses over the clock lighter.
He does obsess over the clock lighter. That's true. She also meets the blind pianist Daniel, who has a guide dog, and that's all there is to say about Daniel.
Yeah.
Then she takes her to. So then we go to the locker room, which, for as big as all the spaces are in this school, because it's like a soundstage, the locker room is very small. It is narrow.
It's a hallway.
It is a hallway, and they're right on top of each other. It's a weird. I don't know what they were going for, other than the fact that we want to make it feel energetic and chaotic, like a locker room would be. You know what I mean?
In a lot of those old European buildings, if they're not serving their original purpose, then spaces have been converted. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just fit things in where they can. God forbid they take any space away from Madame Blanc's office. Play basketball in that motherfucker.
Yes. It's a weird. It's weird. She has like a legitimate like round space with it's a lot. I don't know how many people she expected to see in her office at once, but she could just fit everybody if she wanted to.
If she doesn't want to go to the audition hall, then they come dance in her office.
They come dance in her. It's the size of a small theater. And then in this changing room is where she meets Olga and Sarah. I put in my notes, people are weird. So we have that exchange between Olga and Sarah where Olga is the girl she's going to be living with, and she's like, and Olga's immediately like, so you have the $50? Which is, and she's like, she's like, okay, well, just don't forget about it. And then Tanner is like, oh, you don't have your like, you have a complete like dance outfit ready for you. You're just missing shoes. You could just borrow them from some other girl. And then the one girl volunteers to loan her shoes. She's like, I could sell them to you.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I have shoes. I just need them for today. Like was just said just now. She's like, I'll get it from somebody else.
She's
Jesus.
so mad that she can't sell the shoes.
No, it's fine. Just give them back. It's like, that's what I said.
But where's her luggage at this point? Did she not bring it just in case they weren't going to let her stay?
I think her luggage is back at like whatever hotel she stayed at, and it's going to be transferred to like so she didn't bring it with her to go to the school, which is an odd move because she thought she was staying at the school.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I guess she didn't have an expectation for the school to actually let her in.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if maybe she just was like, well, if they tell me to kick rocks, I'm gonna.
There's a lot of business about her luggage in this movie. Yeah. It's a weird subplot that we always have to explain where the luggage is, where it's going, who's taking it there.
Except for right now.
Very strange. Yeah. And then later, when she's at Olga's, the guy from the dance academy brings her luggage.
Yeah, and she tries real hard to get him to hang out. Like she asked him like 3 times.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I want to, but I have to apparently go and like bang Miss Tanner or something.
He has duties to attend to.
So, Olga, so then she meets Sarah, and Sarah's like, yeah, they're real into money and stuff. Isn't that wild? Sarah seems nice. And then Olga makes a snide comment about their names both beginning with S, so she makes them snakes.
Yeah.
And then we get that weird moment where Sarah is sticking out her tongue at her, and Olga is hissing at her. And Susie's just sort of in the middle looking from one to the other, like a look of panic growing in her eyes.
Well, and doesn't it just like cut from that to they're in Olga's apartment?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of those like hard cuts and like an undetermined amount of time has passed.
Like now Olga's got like Princess Leia hair and Susie's just getting out of the shower or something like.
Yeah, and Olga's being nice, like, in kind of a bitchy girl way where she's like, is there interesting drama about you that will intrigue me? And there kind of is. So she's like, oh, I like you now.
Yeah. Until I don't need you anymore.
Until you cease to be entertaining.
Do we even see
will.
Olga again after this scene?
I want to say she's in some of the group shots and everything, but like
I guess, but like they set her up at the beginning, like you feel like she's gonna be part of
part of
things.
it. Yeah. I don't know.
And then it's
I
like,
don't know.
you don't live with her anymore. At the end.
So Susie, at this point, Susie realizes that two of the words she heard Pat say as she was running away the night before were secret and iris.
Yeah.
There a lot of businesses played into trying to remember what she said exactly. And then that's when the guy shows up from the dance academy with her luggage. And Olga, who's on the phone, is like, hey, that guy's interested in you. You could totally bang him. But he's Tanner runs him around. It's not important. None of this is important. It doesn't advance the plot in any way. It's just showing that Olga's kind of a Olga, who talks about Pat as having been a busybody, is a complete like whore for gossip. It is the only thing that motivates her.
She's the mean girl.
Yeah. So the next day,
And she looks like Fairuza Balk.
a little bit, yeah. I think it's just she smokes. The next day, Blanc comes up to Susie. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain, like, sallow sunkenness to women who smoked a lot in the 70s, and she has got it.
Yeah.
The next day, Blanc tells Susie, your room is ready. You can move in now. And Susie's like, well, I kind of just moved in with Olga, and we're getting along, so no thanks.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I'd just rather pay the $50.
Yeah, and Blanc is like, what? I said you could move in now. It's very, she's very kind of like, I told you to do a thing. Why haven't you done it yet? And Susie's just like, I just don't want to. Is that okay? And she's like, yes, if you want to do whatever the hell you want to do, I guess it's fine. And Tanner has a weird, like, I'm not sure if Tanner's happy or sad. I don't know what she's feeling in this moment, because she comes up to her in her weird, like,
She like
a robotic,
gets,
I'm an Italian
like,
pretending
behind her.
Yeah.
Like comes up like tied up on her.
She's got this weird energy, this like, I'm an Italian pretending to be a strict German person
Yeah.
energy. And she's like, I respect your conviction. And it's like, I don't know what that means exactly. Like,
Yeah, she says the thing about, you stick to
Are
your
you-
guns or whatever.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I see once you have made up your mind, nobody can change it on you.
Yeah, well, she has
you-
her
Are you gonna
energy
hit, are you
is
gonna hit me
all over the place.
Are you gonna hit me or are you hitting on me? I'm not sure. This could go either way. You're gonna like punch me in the gut or you're gonna kiss me. I'm not sure. It's weird. But
Either way, somebody's getting bitten.
So as Susie's walking down to the practice hall or whatever, she sees this. It's a really weird thing. So Miss Tanner or Madame Blanc has this nephew, and he's running around in this like old-timey like little Dutch boy outfit the entire time, schoolboy outfit.
Yeah.
Like he just randomly appears in different scenes, and she's like, I'm very attached to him, and it's
You
like,
gotta have a creepy little kid.
I don't know, but look, he doesn't do anything again. It's weird. It's just there to be strange. And so the nephew is there, and the cook, like one of the cooks, is next to him, and she's shining this piece of cutlery.
Was it? Because I thought it was some kind of crystal. Like it looked.
I think it's supposed to be silver.
Oh.
Different sources I saw it described as a spoon. That's not a spoon. It's triangle shaped.
Yeah.
I did wonder if there was a running motif of triangles being emblematic of magic in use, because like the apartment that Pat runs to, the apartment building, the motif is triangles.
Yeah.
In the bathroom, the window has this pattern of downward facing triangles.
Yeah. Well,
but it
three
doesn't-
mothers.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but it doesn't really carry over. Maybe the three mothers, maybe that is the thing. But it's a triangle shaped triangle pointing up on a handle is what it looks like to me, and she's shining it.
Huh.
And she kind of shines it so that the glare from it goes in Susie's eyes. And Susie immediately feels ill.
Yeah.
She feels sick from this. And this carries over into the practice hall, and Miss Tanner starts making her dance, and she's like, I'm not feeling good. And Tanner's like, if you don't dance, I can't see how good you are. So it's easy. Do it.
And it's also like the only dance scene in this movie set in a dance academy.
It's very aggressive. Yeah. We talk about it a lot, but It's like one of those things, like if you do it for a living, like that's the least interesting part of your day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's, of course we assume a lot of dancing is going on at some point, but do we need to see it? No, we got to show this woman shining what could be a spoon, a triangle shaped spoon.
I still think it was
and
a
then,
crystal.
And then discuss the intricacies of how much the room costs and how you're going to pay for it and how that's going to reflect your tuition.
And,
you know?
if she was pissed about her staying at Olga's, she should have just been like, okay, but it's out of your own pocket. We're not like taking it out of your school fees anymore.
Yeah, you can't take it out of your school
choosing
fees.
to stay there. And problem solved. You don't have to wave the shiny witch crystal spoon at you.
Which crystal server or what
Yeah.
pie server?
The witch crystal pie knife.
So then, so Miss Tanner makes her dance around a bunch, and keeps pushing her, and Susie's doing progressively worse, but dancing like
She doesn't
she's
start
under...
off so great, honestly.
No, she doesn't, and she's dancing like she's like literally incapable of not doing so. Like it's like her feet are dragging her along, and she's just going and going, and eventually she collapses on the floor, and blood coming from her nose and her mouth.
Yeah.
And she's passed out and everything. So when she comes to, the creepiest doctor in the world has checked her out, and he has said like, oh, it's just he gives some kind of bullshit about like muscles that haven't been exercised in long enough and they cause tears.
And thus the hemorrhage.
And
And
it should be
Tanner
fine now.
And Tanner
Drink
does
red
the
wine.
see, it's obvious. Like
Yeah.
there you go. You dance
Sure.
too hard and your nose is bled.
That's why you have to drink wine, eat cheese, and sleep.
Yes.
So yeah, he prescribes her like a bland food diet, including a glass of red wine to build the blood. And they give her like the biggest glasses of red wine I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's
Buckets.
a small tumbler. And when she comes to, they tell her, oh, like, she's like, oh, my stuff. And they're like, yeah, we moved it in here. When Susie heard what happened, she said, you absolutely have to live here. And she gave her $50 back, and she didn't take any of it. Isn't that nice? Guess what? You live here now. Shut up.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. And it turns out her room is right next to Sarah's, which is good. They get on really well. So then Sarah and Susie are getting ready for dinner, essentially. And, it's not the first time that Italian movie that I have seen a giallo has thrown buckets of maggots on its actors. But maggots start raining from the ceiling on them. And live maggots, it's horrifying. It's so funny to me because like there is no way their reaction is big enough. Like
No. Well, it was rice, in the long shots, but there are definitely some maggots in their hair and on their hairbrushes and like
really freaking gross. Just raining from the ceiling on all these women, and they're just like, oh my god,
I love that because they go upstairs, they find it's spoiled food, and that's where the maggots came from. But
Right.
like that means that the maggots basically have been spreading all across, and they finally just reached like maximum capacity and started dumping down through this because it's everywhere. It's not
Everywhere,
like
the
there's
entire
a
floor.
hole in the ceiling where the
No,
food
it's
was.
the entire floor, and they're coming through like the cracks in the ceiling.
Yeah.
It's utterly disgusting and terrifying. It's bizarre. Why are they keeping food that's perishable in the dusty ass attic?
Yeah, the upstairs hit a saturation point for maggots.
I don't get it.
Just dump.
It's so bizarre. But it causes them. It means that all the girls are going to have to spend the night in the practice hall. They set it up with a bunch of cots and stuff. And the faculty is going to sleep there with them. They have like a curtain barrier that they put up. Faculty on one side, students on the other. And Sarah says that usually the students leave every night at 9:30, which
the teachers.
the teachers, the faculty. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I meant. Yeah, the teachers. And it's which begs the question, like, so why are they sleeping there tonight?
Yeah, and I guess my takeaway from like the whole reason for the school to be there. What?
Right. The maggot rain?
Well, yeah, like the maggot rain was on purpose to force this situation, and that it has.
That was going to be my next question. Like, what is the gain from the maggot rain?
I feel like they're, I don't know, feeding off of the energy of having these young girls around something. Like, I feel like that's why. Well, I mean, you were about to get to it, but we get some more great giallo lighting where there's this curtain,
Yes.
like the sheet hanging, and you get this bright
Dramatically
red
backlit.
light.
Yes.
Yeah, and the perfect silhouette of what, Sarah tells us must be the headmistress or
Directress.
the directress snoring, and it's this, creepy old lady silhouette. But, that lighting is just there so we see the silhouette. It's completely for aesthetics, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
But I felt like my only guess is that the maggot rain was kind of on purpose. It was so widespread because it was supernatural. Like they made it happen.
Sure.
And
no,
then
absolutely. I agree there.
It was to force them all into one place so that the directress could come sleep near them. Because
I'll accept that.
Because I feel like she's only still alive because she's kind of drawing energy off of these girls.
It's the power of the coven, and then the power of having all these people in one place.
Yeah.
It also seems like
otherwise, why would they even have a dance school? Like,
no, absolutely. That's the whole point.
It has to function
because the school was originally dance and the occult.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into later, but I just think it's just a weird moment because it's like why it's clear to me that like I don't think Tanner's surprise at the maggot ring is fake. She has to kind of like investigate and figure out what it was, and she's kind of shocked by it. So I think maybe the directress, the mother of sighs, kind of did this in like a grand gesture of like, I'm here now, I need to eat. And
so because she's supposed to be gone. They said she wouldn't be back for a couple of weeks.
Not important.
Oh, this is the kid off screen. Like,
yes,
gets attacked by the dog supposedly.
Yes, the nephew, Blanc's nephew, is attacked by Daniel's guide dog, which he leaves tied up outside of the school while he's inside playing piano. And yeah, we don't see it, we just hear it. And
later we see the kid and he's fine, so it's...
Yeah, they say it took a chunk out of his arm. Tanner comes stalking in and stops Daniel playing, and she's furious. And she tells him his dog attacked Albert, and he needs to get out of there and stuff. And Daniel argues back, saying his dog wouldn't hurt anybody. If he hurt him, it's because the boy did something first.
Yeah.
And she humiliates him. She takes his cane and his jacket and throws them across the room onto the floor and tells him, get out. And kind of just like stares at him as he try to kind of like fumbles for his... tool that he needs to move.
Yeah, and she's weirdly gleeful, like she's really enjoying.
I don't know if that was in that scene or if that's just the energy that character has every time we see her.
She's walking behind him and kind of looking left and right at the other people in the room with this weird smile on her face, like like, hey, look at what I'm doing to this guy, ain't it great? Like...
Yeah, his humiliation is delicious.
Yeah, and her power in the situation is a very, very big deal to her. But again, I mean, she has weird energy the whole movie.
I mean, she has weird energy the whole movie, yeah. As he's leaving, Daniel yells out, like, I may not be able to see, but I can hear.
Yeah.
Which is an odd threat, but,
But I don't know... Go on. I'll get to it after we've...
It's the end of the scene.
I don't get why they needed to get rid of him.
I think, this is going out on a limb, but we find out later that the nephew is involved in the coven in some sort of way, like he's serving them in some sort of way. So the dog probably sensed his evil.
Or he tried to hurt the dog. I mean, he did something psycho.
Yeah, either way, the dog genuinely attacked the boy.
Yeah.
But not for no reason. And that provoked a reaction from Tanner.
See that them not showing the kid get attacked, just coming in with it having already happened.
Feels like a secret plot.
Yeah, it made it feel like he didn't get attacked, like they were just generating a reason to get rid of this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. And then as he leaves, he yells that out like I that's what seals his fate, I think, as far as getting killed.
Because they think he knows
Spoiler
something.
alert. Because Sarah and Susie eventually discover the coven. Susie eventually discovers the coven by listening to the footsteps as the teachers leave for the night. So that night, Sarah comes to Susie's room, actually, and they listen to the teachers leaving. They can hear their footsteps as they leave the place. And Susie is very drowsy, by the way. She's drugged, clearly drugged by the food they're serving her. And she says, like, that doesn't sound like the feet are leaving. It sounds like they're going somewhere deeper inside the house. And they're not
Sarah
sure where
had
they
never
go.
considered.
Never considered. And she's like, where could they be going? And Susie's already out cold. And Sarah takes pains to write down the number of steps that she hears and all that in a little notebook. And then we cut to and Sarah tries to wake Susie up, but Susie's like impossible to wake up. She's very clearly drugged. So then we cut to Daniel leaving an aggressively German bar.
With the slap dance.
With a slap dance. And with his dog. And he crosses an empty plaza.
Yeah. That it was Hitler gave speeches in that plaza. For real.
I don't know.
I mean, it's on purpose. They,
I think
fascism being a theme, and
right, and I think it's because it's a wide open space. Like they just wanted to really show his isolation.
Yeah. It's a great
scene.
space visually. Well, and even though I know that it was a real place, they make it look like a stage set. Like it's
the way
black.
It's lit and stuff. Yeah.
It is black beyond you see a couple of headlights maybe, but it is just. It feels like it's just in space.
Very theatrical. Yes.
Yeah.
And so Daniel's walking across, and his dog just starts to bark and starts to go crazy. He's tried to calm it down, but he can't do anything. We get a couple of POV shots of following him. Kind of standard issue slasher stuff, actually. And we see, I saw a description calling it shadowy figures. We see flickering shadows. Slightly. I don't know if that's even necessarily supposed to be what we're seeing, or if it's just shadows caught on camera.
Well, and then we get like the swooping POV after you see the statue up on top of the plaza, and
right.
You kind of get the sense that something's flying down at him, like he's just kind of under attack.
Right. And it ends with his dog leaping up and ripping out his throat.
Yeah.
So he gets killed. He's dead. But it's very clear that there's just nobody around him or anything. There's nobody to kind of blame. It's just his dog turned on him, and that was it. So then we go to Susie tries to talk to Madame Blanc about what she heard Pat say the night she died. Secret in irises. And Blanc says, all right, I'll be sure to tell the police about secret irises. Can you go to class? Sarah's kind of upset.
Have you danced since you got here, Susie?
I know you didn't need the dance shoes again. Is it because you're not dancing? Sarah gets upset that Susie told Blanc because she was a friend of Pat's, and she just doesn't trust the teachers, which she shouldn't. We get some shots of Susie and Pat swimming in the pool because it's giallo, and let's see the ladies in some bathing suits. Oh, they're built like 12-year-old girls. Okay.
Yeah.
So
they were supposed to be 12-year-old girls,
and they succeeded. Pat tells Susie that, Sarah tells Susie that Pat was taking notes and stuff, and but when Sarah goes to show the notes to Susie, because she had them hidden somewhere, they're gone. They've been taken. And she starts to get worried that her time is kind of almost up, and she tries to get Susie to help her figure out where these teachers are going to try to get the heart of this. But Susie cannot stay awake. Like, she's very clearly been drugged again. Some of this great lighting, like every scene at night is lit by like a single color. It's blue or it's green or it's red, and it's never like there's never any shades or anything. It's very dramatic. So as she's kind of trying to get Susie to wake up, she hears somebody coming to the room, and so she gets out of the room just as somebody comes into the room, and she starts trying to get the hell away. She ends up going up into the attic to get away from whoever it is.
Yeah.
And there's this like an old-timey latch on the door, and then the person who's following her uses a straight razor to try to undo the latch from
and
the other
holy
side.
shit, is
really
he bad
down.
at it?
It's a lot. He's doing a lot. You just have to flick up. That's all you need to do.
I really enjoyed this movie, but some of these scenes need to be chopped down by like half at least.
It's like playing with the locking mechanism with the knife edge.
And instead of just strange. Like putting her finger on the latch and holding it down.
Yeah, she's on the other side of the room stacking furniture to make a ladder.
Well, first she's in the court, like on the floor cowering and watching him just tease the lock with his knife. And then she's stacking furniture, and then she's climbing through a window, and he's still just like...
Also the window, it should be noted, the window isn't to the outside. It's to another room, another windowless room in the school, like in the attic.
The barbed wire room.
Right. that's like, my notes are like...
What are we going to do with all this barbed wire?
It is
we got that room in the attic.
It's a room filled to like waist height with unspooled razor wire. Like, just bushels and bushels of it, knotted up and in a giant mess.
And
It's so weird.
And it's well lit.
It's very
and you
well
can
lit.
see it,
You
and
can
she
see all of
leaps right into the middle of it.
Right into it.
Like on purpose. She doesn't fall in. She decides and she jumps.
She has to get away from the danger, Chris.
Yep. Yep. That's what she's got to do.
My notes.
The slow, incompetent danger.
Sarah escapes through a high window into a room of razor wire. Really, just a room several feet deep with unspooled, tangled razor wire. It's a dance academy, for Christ's sake. What possible reason could they have for that? It's bonkers. She's trying to, like, swim through it, and it's just getting worse and worse. She's getting cut to ribbons. She just about makes it to the door, and the door opens, and the guy just slits her throat. That's it. Done with Sarah.
Yeah. She's all trapped up in the wire. He just reaches in and gets her.
Not that he needed to.
He just went around.
He could have stood on the other side and held the door handle and just waited.
You notice he went around because he still couldn't slip that latch.
I think that may be why he was playing with the latch with the knife, because he was like, get into the razor wire room. Get in, come on. Oh, well, yeah, I'm coming. You better get in the razor wire room.
And I was wondering, was that the point? Was it always to force her into the razor wire room?
It's like one of their guys was like, I have this awesome idea for a trap room. We just put a shitload of razor wire in it. And they were like, that's the stupidest thing I ever fucking heard of. People just wouldn't go into that room. And so he's like, I'm going to get somebody. I'm going to get somebody.
We're going to funnel you in. We're going to scare you so you jump into it.
When he chased her up into the attic, he's like, God damn it, she's in the room next to the razor wire room. What the hell do I have to do?
Maybe if I just lazily tap this latch with my straight razor, it'll scare her through the window and into the razor wire. God, it's like...
And then he drags her mutilated corpse downstairs, throws it in front of Madame Blanc's desk and goes, told you so!
Got one!
She's like, fantastic. $950 in razor wire. You killed one girl with your knife.
Yeah, you still had to cut her throat, dude.
He still slit her throat. Next morning, Sarah is nowhere to be found. I wonder why. And Tanner just says that she just disappeared. I don't know. She just left. She didn't tell anybody anything. But all her stuff is gone, and she's definitely didn't go through the razor wire room in the attic.
Yeah, I didn't put that wire in there. If you were asking that, I didn't do it.
I didn't do it. Some idiot did. Some real stupid idiot.
It's Tanner, right? Tanner basically says she's gone, and then she looks at him and is like, right? And then it's like she gets annoyed because he's trying to come up with too many details. He's like, yes, no, she did. She left. I heard the door close, and then I heard a car. And I heard it driving away. Like, she's like, yeah, okay, she's gone.
$950
worth of razor wire.
$3 shaving razor. Asshole. Oh boy. Okay, so Sarah goes out and meets Udo Kier, who Sarah had called her friend. It turns out that's actually her psychologist.
Yeah.
And he says that somebody kind of put the idea of witches into Sarah's head, and she was kind of just losing her shit about the idea of witches. And he gets into he directs her to the professor guy, the guy who was not speaking English, he was speaking phonetically.
Yeah.
Because he's an expert in witches. And but he tells her, like, the school was founded by a famous witch, Helena Marcos, who founded the school specifically to study dance and witchcraft. And then people were gonna come and like get rid of her or whatever, and there was a fire at the school and she died in the fire, and then they just made it a dance academy. The school was inherited by like her favorite student or whatever.
Yeah.
A school of dance and occult sciences, they called it, which is tremendous. I love that.
It is tremendous.
Combo. Kind of a big shift, but okay. And then Susie talks to Professor Milios, who specializes in witches, which is, I mean, that's a crazy job, you know?
Yeah.
Can
a
I
witch
get that
historian.
job?
Yeah.
A witch expert, professor witch expert to you, sir. I didn't go through 8 years of witch expert school to be called Mr. He explains that witches are people who cause changes in events to harm people and also to make themselves rich through harming people. That's what they do. But they can only do magic if the queen of their coven is there. which implies a whole like cut off the head and the body will die kind of relationship.
Yeah, you need the.
Yeah, and so
So well then how did the queen become the queen?
I mean, she built a coven around herself, I guess. Because they say that she came from a different spot where she had been kind of ousted as a witch. I assume she had a coven there. The coven was discovered. Everybody else died, and she got away because she was the queen.
Right.
So she managed to cover her tracks. And then when she came to this new school, she built a new coven.
No, I get that. I just
So it's like building the coven to get the power. Like, you don't have any power unless you have a coven behind you.
And you
then
become
the
the queen by being the founder of a coven.
Yes.
I gotcha.
And then
I gotcha.
the other members can draw power from you if you let them.
But alternatively, there can only be 3 covens because they're the 3 mothers. And
I mean, it's not... That's a way of looking at it, I suppose. I don't know. It's kept kind of loose.
Yeah.
As far as like traditional kind of witch hammer kind of witch politics go. They don't try to recruit anybody, so we don't get kind of like the inboarding process. It seems like they pretty much have all the witches that they need. Thank you very much. So we go back to the school, and Susie goes back to the school, and all the students have left to go to the theater to see real dancers dance, which is they didn't like leave room on the bus for Susie. It's a weird choice.
yeah, well, they'd rather go watch real dancers dance than dance themselves at this dance academy.
Well, it's not like they dance at the dance academy.
Why would they?
They might as well get some dancing in. That's how you learn, by just like obsessively watching other people do it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's, I mean, and now we learn how to do everything on YouTube.
Exactly. That's how I learned
Slippery slope, and they took the
Yeah.
first step for us.
That's why I can fly a plane, because I've watched pilots fly planes. So the storm knocks out the phones, and Susie does not eat the meal that they gave her. She just throws it into the toilet, perhaps a little too violently for my taste. We don't need to see it. We don't need to see, like...
And it's
oily. Watch
oily.
the toilet, flush it.
Like when she dumps the wine in the sink or whatever. It's
the
like,
wine is blood. I mean, that's just blood.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's pretty clearly. It's a big old cup of blood, and so then she sees glowing eyes in the bathroom window, and then a bat flies into the window and kind of attacks her, trying to get tangled in her hair, and she eventually throws a towel over the bat and beats it to death.
Yeah. It's a chunky bat too.
It's a pretty chubby bat.
Yeah.
This bat if it's a vampire bat, it has fed already that night. So, having dealt with the bat situation, she remembers Sarah's stuff with counting the footsteps, and she follows to where the footsteps should be leading, and they lead her to Madame Blanc's office. But there's only one door to the office, the way in, so where do the teachers go? You know what I mean? And that's when she fully recalls what Pat said that night at the beginning of the movie, which is, "The secret I saw behind the door. 3 irises. Turn the blue one."
Yeah.
Which is awfully convenient. And there are, in fact, 3 irises on the wall, a yellow red one, a red one, and a blue one. She turns the blue one, secret door opens. Woo! Gotta wonder what would happen if she had turned one of the other ones. I wonder, I think that they're just painted on, and the blue one's the only one that's an actually, movable object. But
Yeah, it's 3-dimensional.
It would be neat if it was like booby trapped. Like the yellow one is poison gas. Blah!
Yeah.
But she just turns the blue one. It's fine. It turns out that uncovering the mystery is just remembering the specific instructions you were left.
Yes. And playing with the weird thing on the wall that you would have played with if you didn't know what it was.
If you just taken 5 seconds to look at it,
Yeah.
you would have seen that it's dimensional.
Why does that one flower stick out?
Yeah,
why is
it's
it
kinda got
crooked?
A pin in the middle, it rotates.
Yeah.
So that she walks down a corridor, which is very witchy-ish. There's words on the wall, and it's golden, and there's blue light, and it's everything. And peeking through a curtain, she sees Madame Blanc on a throne, surrounded by other teachers and everything. And Madame Blanc is talking about how they have to kill that American girl. They gotta kill Susie. Just wipe her out.
Yeah.
Just get her.
Kill her.
Kill her. And everybody's there. Everyone's there. They're all there. It's great.
And they're giving her something to drink.
Yes.
Something ceremonial, I'm guessing.
There's a kind of Black Mass feel where they give her a communion wafer to eat and wine to drink. so that she can call upon the power of, specifically the power of Helena Marcos to help her kill Susie. And they're doing their ceremony. Susie, there's some kind of indication that Susie's out there, so they send Paolo to go check. Susie ducks into a room, and the room she ducks into, it turns out to be another elaborate room. It's a bedroom this time.
Well, now she's found Sarah's body now. Did you say that?
Yeah, she does find Sarah's body in that. So she backs into it, and she's cut to pieces and all that jazz.
But yeah, she ends up in the elaborate stage set room where there is a bird with a crystal plumage.
Yes, which would be another film. A peacock statue, and promptly knocks it over.
Yeah.
The sound wakes up and in the room she can hear that same distinctive snoring when the directress was there. So clearly this directress is sleeping in the room. There's a bed behind some curtains that she can see, a vague notion of a figure there. She knocks over the peacock, the stylized peacock, which has daggers for feathers, it should be noted. And the figure wakes up and starts talking to her. It is Helena Marcos who's talking about, oh, you've finally come to kill me, have you? Well, you're not going to get me that easily. A lot of people have tried.
Thought you could kill me, did you? Thought you could kill me. Kill Helena Marcos. You thought you could kill Helena Marcos.
Me, who is Helena Marcos, you, Susie, thought you could kill Helena Marcos, who again is me. And Susie's like, I was looking for where the teachers went? Blue Iris? Secret? And she's clutching one of these dagger-like feathers of the bird with the crystal plumage. And Helena calls up reanimates the corpse of Sarah to come and attack her, which she has a great expression of just sheer terror through the whole scene.
Yeah.
She is absolutely blundering through this entire encounter. And she goes to, instead of trying to attack Sarah or fend Sarah off, she goes to the bed and pulls back the curtain, and nobody's there. She's invisible. She can't see her, which Helena Marcos apparently thinks is hilarious, judging by how she laughs at her.
Yeah, and I guess she can throw her voice, because otherwise you'd know it was coming from like a foot away from you.
It's very, I mean, there's like an indent where she's sitting. It's not like a good invisibility spell. And she's like, haha, you can't see me now, can you? You tried to see me and you couldn't see me, Helena Marcos, who you were here to kill. You being Susie, me being Helena Marcos, who you're here to kill. And Susie, there's a flash of lightning from nowhere because it's a windowless fucking room.
Yeah, and it's like underground. Like she went downstairs from the ground level to get there.
There's a flash of lightning, and you can see this kind of outline of Helena Marcos sitting there. Not that you need it, because you know exactly where the fuck she is, because she keeps talking about you're there to kill her. And she just sort of jabs out with this this daggerish plume that's in her hands and puts it right through Helena Marcos's throat.
Hey, Helena Marcos, what if I just stick you with this?
Yeah. It turns out Susie was in fact there to kill Helena Marcos.
She didn't even know it, but Helena Marcos did.
I think she may have mentioned it. I think it came up. I'm trying to recall the conversation. Yeah, I think she said so. And so Sarah vanishes. The corpse of Sarah, reanimated corpse of Sarah, simply vanishes. Helena Marcos appears. She's a burnt up, nasty old corpse.
Yeah.
She dies very slowly, it should be noted. And as she passes away, shit starts to explode. Yeah. Like, that's just what's happening is stuff starts blowing up around Susie. And it, like, if she was scared before, she's extra scared now. So she starts to go on the run. She leaves the room. She checks past the room where all the teachers were. They're all dying like they got stabbed in the throat. So the whole coven is dead. She runs back out, out through Blanc's office. Shit's exploding. She's just chased by explosions the whole way. And she finally gets outside, and the place is exploding and blowing up and burning down. And we get, and there's one final shot, and this is interesting. I'm not sure, but as she's running away from the place, like, she has that panic expression until she's essentially safe outside the door, and then she smiles.
Yeah, then she's just chill, like, whew, glad that's over with.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a faint suggestion, like, okay, you killed the witch, you inherit the power.
You would hope.
Are we to take that? Are we not to take that? Is she the new mother of Sighs? Like, maybe she inherited the title? I don't know. maybe she'll go to fund her own, occult and dance studio, or, something else and occult, like basket weaving, or,
Yeah,
cardiac surgery,
I'm not convinced that she knows how to dance, so I saw her flail around a little when she was feeling woozy, but I don't, I don't
Well,
know.
Madame Blanc said, like, well, you're here, so we know you can dance.
Yeah,
Like,
we're not
I
going to
don't-
teach you to dance.
Yeah,
You
we
should know
assume you
already.
already know how to dance. We focus on making you dance. Mostly by not making you dance.
Oh, God. In Russia, dance learns you.
Honestly, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's weird that, like, I didn't bring it up every time, but like through a lot of the horrors, the scary sequences, quote unquote, they do that thing where like sound builds to cacophony, builds into music.
Yeah.
The music takes over. The soundtrack is amazing, and it just aids
Yeah.
everything
Yeah,
in terms of flavor.
I love the style. I love the camera work, the color, the dreamy, bizarre, abstract quality.
It really does all serve the plot. I mean,
Yeah, I think it really works. If anything, I just wish they would have not tried to wring so much suspense out of some of the scenes that I think, like, it works up to a point and then you kind of hit the crest and you're on the other side of it. Like, come on, man, he can't even open that latch. Like, this is taking
Yeah.
a minute. Like,
yeah. There is some stuff like that where it's like, I think we got it. I think
Yeah.
we got it, guys. Can we move
Yeah.
on? But it's still dear to my heart. It's certainly like one of my favorite giallos, possibly my favorite giallo. It's a damn good movie.
And it's also, one of those movies where, like, you can tell that going in, Argento had a vision.
Yeah, absolutely.
He everything in that movie is done on purpose, and
For sure.
it just works. There's a reason it's a classic. I think it's so different from what gets made these days, which is a good thing.
I mean, it's different from what was made in those days, for crying out loud. It's its own kind of thing.
yeah,
And but it manages, as different as it is, it manages to hit kind of all the notes of the subgenre, where it's this very lurid thing. The violence is very kind of relished in.
yeah. But there's also, there's a lot of creepy, gross stuff. But there's
Yeah, it's fun.
the really outrageous, deaths at the very beginning, and then there's, the dog bites dude in the neck and Sarah dies. That's it.
Yeah, it's not a high body count.
The coven dies, but
I guess that's true.
that's
But even those aren't necessarily violent deaths. I guess Helena Marcus could be counted as a violent death.
well. But this is what, like, when people complained about this being a really, outrageously violent, glorifying murder type of movie.
I don't see how
People said that at the time, but all of the deaths are, well, the dog one, I still don't understand why he had to die 100%, but I think what you said makes sense. He signed his own death warrant by saying he heard things, but I just mean that it's not a slasher fest. It's not a bunch of death for the
No.
sake of watching death. It's
No, absolutely.
they're
It's
not
more about that
gratuitous.
kind of. There are a number of scenes of Sarah and Susie in in Susie's room talking about listening to the footsteps and following
Yeah.
the footsteps, and so there is that kind of buildup of mystery and trying to direct your attention to. You should be wondering where the teachers are going at night.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's lovely. I think you're right. Certainly, that some of the scenes try to wring more tension out of moments that don't necessarily contain a great deal.
Yeah.
But it's forgivable because so much of it does work so well, and
Yeah.
it moves at a fairly good clip. For as much as we hear about like Susie's living arrangements,
Yeah.
it's never made explicitly clear like what the coven is, how it functions, or anything. It's kind of all just kind of seat of your pants, like, oh, she killed Helena Marcus, now the coven is dead, and now the school is burning down, and we're out, we're done, that's it, end credits.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, that's also sort of the era. There were a lot more movies where once the issue was resolved, roll the credits.
Yeah, there's no need for an afterward. We get it.
Hey, she lived. They're dead.
Yeah, we assume she's fine now.
This is the guy that ran the camera. This is the guy that built the sets.
And he definitely built the sets. Blame him.
Yeah.
This is the guy who moved the giant pot around.
Oh my God. Repainted it 3 different times. The sets are great, but like the front of the school, that was a soundstage. They based it
Yeah.
off of a real building, but that was on a soundstage.
Yeah,
That
and it
forest
looks
was on
good.
a soundstage. The like
That forest
everything.
looked really cool. I really like the way the forest looked. Like just
Yeah.
like going right into it, and it's weird and it's bizarre and it's just like I can hear the train going by.
Yeah. Well, so like this is the first day it hadn't been like 90 degrees here, and I'm in the garage, but I still like it was still kind of stifling, so I've got the back door open,
Oh, okay.
and it faces the river and the train tracks on the other side.
Cool. It's cool. But yeah, like it's the sets do work fairly well. I mean, certainly the school sets look really good.
Oh, yeah.
It's really cool. I like especially like the main kind of entrance hall of the school has this staircase that swoops up, and it's got this really cool
Yeah.
like coiling snake design going up the hand railing. It's very very cool, very kind of like subtly sinister.
Yeah.
It's nice. It all gives that kind of air, and there's a lot of kind of well, I want to say blood red, but it's the same color of red as the blood in the film. It's not actually
Well,
blood red. It's
I mean-
70s blood.
The reason they went to such great lengths with the color, they wanted really vivid colors. It was that red was on purpose. Again, like it was,
And it pops like a son of a bitch.
it wasn't a mistake for it to look that way. That's what they wanted it to look like. I'm trying to remember. I had it written down here somewhere. Anyway, there's a like one of the original Technicolor processes was called 3-strip.
Yeah.
Where basically it would like take 3 different films,
Right.
splice them together because you'd have like green, red, and blue. It was a whole thing. Like you had to have a special camera with a prism that would run 3 spools at the same time, and then you'd have to go through
about
this.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, this special print process, and they used to think, I guess there were people that think that they did that for this movie, but they did not, because they never used those cameras again after the 50s. But they did use some kind of specific film and
Technicolor processing.
Technicolor processing to get the colors, and he had the cinematographer watch Snow White. That's where they pulled the color palette
Yes,
from.
I remember hearing that too. Like that was his touch point.
Yeah,
was
because
the animated Snow White because the
Yeah,
colors
'cause-
looked so good.
yeah, and color movies weren't getting the colors that animation was getting at the time, and
Yeah.
that's what he wanted.
I mean, and he got it. Like, there's a lot of really great shots of especially like Susie in kind of like half lit in different colored light, and it looks great and dramatic, and I love it to pieces. It
Yeah.
feels deeply artistic.
Well, and that really stylized lighting makes it possible to do a lot of once you buy into that lighting scheme.
Yeah.
Even if it's unrealistic, it looks cool, and once you've accepted that that's the aesthetic of this movie,
Kind
it's
of
a
the
lot
universe,
easier
yeah.
to play with it, and it's a lot easier to like shoot night scenes that aren't too dark or too bright.
Right.
You
right.
can tell us it's night and still have the main person fully lit if you're stylized in that way.
If you've already committed to that, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
and
it's
it all looks really good.
yeah, and it does. It does. It looks really cool. I just love it to pieces. That Goblin soundtrack is amazing. I had the opportunity to hear the latest iteration of Goblin come through town, and they did a concert where it was playing the music of the movie alongside the movie.
Of this
live.
movie?
Yeah, of Suspiria.
Oh, nice.
It was an amazing concert. It was so great, and they did that, and then they did a few other Goblin classics like Demon and Demon 2, a couple other songs of theirs. It was truly an amazing night. But it was just an experience, and their music is so. For me, it's so wrapped up in why I love this movie because the music is weird and creepy. You hear the guys
Yeah.
along with it, and it's just like but it has this kind of like fairy tale chiming. It just adds to the mood of the film so well. I just love it to pieces. Big fan.
I think that you can see a lot of like inspiration from it in other things. I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's very clearly something that a lot of other filmmakers learned a lot from. Like I'd bet that The Shining wouldn't be exactly what it is if Kubrick had made it before this came out.
For
'Cause
sure.
there were a couple of shots that I thought felt like Kubrick. He has a very specific visual style, and there's also a lot of color and pattern in his sets. And I just felt pretty strongly that some of that had to have come from Argento.
Well, it's an interesting because they're so intense about the color palette and everything. It is an interesting study in how those certain colors can affect mood and reflect in the theme of the film. It's an interesting kind of way to ponder the art of filmmaking. At the same time, that it's also this kind of trashy murder movie about a group of witches. You know?
Yeah, well, and that's
Fun.
I thought that while I was watching it about Kubrick, and then I was thinking, what would Kubrick have done with this movie? What would Argento have done with the budget for The Shining? You know,
crying out loud, yeah.
But I was thinking about like specifically shots in the overlook of that like almost orange, red, and black carpet, that diamond pattern.
Yeah.
Like that pattern of the carpet doesn't do anything for the movie that any other carpet wouldn't do, except that it leaves this really strong visual impression, and that's part of the total package. Yeah. And you get a lot of that from Argento.
For sure.
But no, it was great. And we were talking about it before we realized we should have turned on the fucking recorder. But they remade it. Did you know originally David Gordon Green was going to remake it?
Really?
Yeah, I think we got lucky, honestly.
Oh, all right. 2018 was the remake, I believe.
It was. And an Italian director, what was his name?
God, I don't know.
Luca Guadagnino? I'm saying it wrong. Anyway, I liked the remake. You did not. I got to rewatch it again now that I've watched this again, because I haven't seen it since 18. I watched it when it first came out.
Yeah.
But at the time, I hadn't seen this movie in so long either that I wasn't comparing the two. I was just watching it,
Right. Like I said when we were talking, like there's too many elements, too many times in the remake where I feel like there were threads that were started and not followed up on. The plot ended up being far simpler than its runtime would suggest.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to look up the movie right now, real quick, just to have. Yeah. Chloe Grace Moritz was in it. Luca Guadagnino. Tilda Swinton plays dual roles in it and such.
What you just did was offensive.
Luca Guadagnino. I got like the first three letters and then just forgot.
Mario with it.
I blacked out, to be honest. I don't know what's happening. I didn't know what happened. I just saw visions of Yoshi in my head. I did like the concept that Suspiria put forward that the Dance Academy is cover for the witches, the Witch Coven, in the sense that the modern dances that the girls are doing are part of their black magic rituals. But again, it feels like a thread that's never followed up on in the course of the film.
Well, and that is cool because it gives you a reason. Like, why the hell do witches have a dance studio? If they're not drawing, it has to. It was
an academy of dance and occult sciences. I don't know how much more clear it could be. Udo Kier was very clear, and then once they, Marcus died in the fire, they were just like, the occult stuff, maybe not so much, and then they just focused on the dance. It's a tale as old as time.
Sure.
Every dance studio begins with a witch coven.
No, that absolutely is true. But but I'm thinking about the remake, and a criticism I think that I'm gonna have when I watch it again is that I was so struck by the visuals in this one, which is what I should be.
Yeah.
But like this one is like an experience because of its aesthetic.
Yeah.
And in the remake, they set it in the 70s, so it's like this period thing where they didn't. It's good that they didn't try to do
modern
the
day
Argento stage set looking. They couldn't do that and get away with it.
No, not with their budget. No.
But I feel like they cheated by making it a period thing. Because now you just make it look like the 70s. Well, it doesn't look like right now. It's still removed from our experience.
Right.
It's foreign in some way, but it's still not.
And again, the idea of it being 70s doesn't mean anything as far as the course of the film goes.
No, yeah, like you were saying that before we started. It's set in Berlin in the 70s, and that doesn't factor in.
I know it was hugely popular, and it has a lot of people that liked it. I just personally didn't care for it. Also, 2.5 hours is a long time for any horror movie.
It is long. Yeah.
I just don't. Yeah, it's just. I mean, I don't know if I'm a purist or whatnot, but I just I love the original, and yeah, it just didn't. It didn't do it for me.
That's fair. A lot of remakes don't do it. They, in a lot of cases, they shouldn't even try.
But this, not to end on a dour note.
Everything's awful. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, you can go back and watch the original. The original's great.
Yeah.
People, there's killings, and the blood is clearly paint.
I want to dig more. I mean, I don't want to do like a whole series here. I do want to dive back into the Italian 70s and 80s stuff. But like I said before, I want to do some Fulci stuff. I want to do The Beyond.
Oh, absolutely.
Some of his Gates of Hell trilogy.
We could do another, because I think The Beyond is the other Italian one where they rained maggots.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Yeah, it's like set in New Orleans, but it's shot in Italy. Like, yeah. But Zombie, I want to see. But
Zombie, aka Zombie 2, aka Zombie 3.
Yeah, and I want to see Dario Argento's cut of Dawn of the Dead, which I was telling you about. So he helped secure distribution deals in Europe for George Romero, and basically part of that deal was that he would re-edit the movie for Europe.
Right.
And so Romero used some Goblin music in the original, but he also used a whole bunch of like stock music, and the weakest part of that fucking movie is some of the like goofy ass music. And so Argento basically cut out the funny stuff. He trimmed it to focus on the scares and not the more lighthearted things in the movie.
Right.
And he replaced all the music with Goblin. And that is the Argento cut of Dawn of the Dead. And, I mean, I looked on Amazon, and for like $25, there's a DVD that has all three cuts. There's the Argento cut, there's the Romero cut, and then there's the cut that they took to Cannes, which maybe was the first. It's a rougher, longer cut that I think was...
Interesting.
You can't quote me on this, but I think it was thrown together to go to Cannes before... It was really ready for distribution.
Right.
And so then Romero's cut was made from that, and Argento took and trimmed it for his, So
interesting.
Maybe I tell you what, you're going to come here in October. We've already established that. Between now and then, I will get that, and we will
we'll have to watch
fire pit and watch it in the backyard on the projector.
Sounds like a plan.
It'll be a good time.
Absolutely.
What are we doing next?
Next time, we are doing Killer Clowns from Outer Space, another favorite of mine. So good, so wacky and wonderful.
The Chiodo Brothers classic.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's one of my all-time favorites. It's going to get me in a Halloween mood before the temperature even drops, but that's all right.
Hell yeah. I can't wait. All right, so I have been Joe.
And I've been Chris.
And this has been In the Veins.
See you next time.
There is nothing to worry about. You're gonna be just fine.
You'd be surprised at the things you find when you go looking.
God, it knows I'm here.
Clear your minds. It knows what scares you. It has from the very beginning.
I'm plunging headfirst into some kind of black void of sheer, utter madness.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
It is entitled Naturan di Manto, roughly translated Book of the Dead.
You're gonna die up there.
We've got to return some videotapes.